Good morning, Wairarapa. This is Arrow FM 92.7, and this is Aging with Attitude with Anthony Aporo and Susan Esler from Age Concern. The weekend, for me, it was awesome. What about for you, Susie? How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty wet. I did manage to get out in the garden though and do some planting. I like to plant some pansies in my garden with their beautiful big faces to make my day when I come home from work.
I found it as a grandparent, my most enjoyable times in the winter are Saturday morning sports. Watching the little ones run around and be bees to a honey pot.
Yes.
I really, really enjoy that. And so I watch my grandson play soccer on a Saturday, and it's a delight to see how they grow throughout he's 6, so he's still running around chasing that honey pot.
Yeah. They're quite funny watching, aren't they? The little ones. I remember going to watch football with my son. I can't remember what it was called back in that day. Ripper rugby?
Oh, yep.
And the ball would go somewhere and all the kids would chase it. And then it would go somewhere else and then they'd all chase it that way. It was so much fun to watch, and but very contacty sport, even though it was Ripper rugby.
Well, I really love it because it gives an opportunity for me as an older person to get out and enjoy the day. In the morning, to start the day with a lot of excitement, screaming, adrenaline pumping and all that kind of thing, meeting up with old friends as well. And so I really, really like that, because sometimes I know some of my friends, that's the only time that they get out. The rest of the time they just stay at home and read or whatever they do at home. I don't know what they do at home, but it's a time for them to socialise. So I guess what I'm saying is that for those who don't have much to do on a Saturday morning, especially grandparents, or especially older people, you don't have to be a grandparent of someone, but to go along to any of whether it's netball, hockey, soccer, ripper rugby, I don't know, any of the sports that the kids do.
Yes.
Just to encourage them. Yeah, and have a great day. The other part I like of it as well is that going out afterwards and having some morning tea.
Pie.
Having some
cream
pie.
Cake down at the village grinder or something.
That was a good ad for them, village grinder. Shout out to them. So I find it really enjoyable. So what I thought I would do this morning is we've got a lot of ads that we could talk about, like Steady As You Go. So our Steady As You Go program it happens on a Monday, and at the Senior Citizens Hall in Cole Street in Masterton. It costs $2. So Monday mornings, 9:30, and Wednesdays afternoons at 1:30. So, Susan, would you like to tell them what our Steady As You Go program is about?
Okay, Steady As You Go is a program that is ACC supported as well. As we get older, we do get a little bit probably unbalanced. And I do notice that, sometimes when your hips aren't working, even for myself, you might be shuffling a little bit first thing in the morning, and it's a lot easier to trip over things like mats and cats that you might have at home that like to be under your feet. So it's a really important program just to build up your strength in your legs and your balance. Apparently 1/3 of people over the age of 65 fall each year, so that's quite a high number, and half of people over 80 fall each year. So unfortunately the stats show that as we get older, it is actually quite a lot harder to keep steady on your feet. The other thing that is around that is that falls in older are almost always associated with weakened leg muscles and poor balance. So Steady As You Go helps improve that strength and also the balance as well. It's a really great program that just gets you balancing. It's working out with a chair that you actually use. So you can go along to that and just participate in as much as you can. It's up to you as the person going to the class. So and it's lots of fun. It's, you're having a bit of a social gathering as well. Don't be afraid to go along and just see how you get on. I guess the important thing around this is that falls are preventable if you keep up your balance and your leg strength, which is really, really huge as we're getting older. As you said, it's $2 a class. Our lovely Rachel Ingram at Age Concern Wairarapa is the coordinator that supports that program. I'm sure she's always looking for volunteers because you can become a volunteer as far as I'm aware and actually run the program yourself. And you might be an organisation that just wants to support the older people in your organisation and you can actually start your own Steady As You Go class with a bit of support from Rachel as well. So, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah, I really like that Steady As You Go program because of that. You can be an instructor as well. It takes about 10 weeks training, and all that 10 weeks is all about, really, in short, is that you go to the classes and you learn there. Because it's all mapped out for you on a CD.
Yeah.
And you just follow the CD.
Yep.
And so that's really, really, for me, easy anyway. But what I would stress, and this is really because of me being myself, if it's your first time going to Steady As You Go, as with all fitness classes, take granny steps. I remember when Susan and I, because we went and tried it out.
That's right.
And my competitive nature got in my way. And I was going, I'll just do some of this. But it's not like that. You're not competing against anyone else. All you're doing is helping yourself become more flexible, more mobile, and steadier on your feet. Yeah,
and that's all about confidence as well, isn't it? Because if you're more confident with your walking, and I know, in Masterton in particular, our footpaths aren't that great. So it's something that you might have to manoeuvre, going around, uneven surfaces when you're walking. And if you can do that with ease, all the best for you enjoying your day, because, falls can be quite traumatic and have long-lasting effects on your health as well. So, if you don't use it, you lose it, I guess. And, this is the opportunity to do it in a fun environment.
Yeah. I got the times mixed up before. So Steady As You Go classes, Masterton mixed class is on a Monday at 1:30, and again on Thursday at 9:30. Before I said it was 9:30 on Monday, but I got the times wrong and the days wrong. So
it's okay. Today's Monday.
I ask for forgiveness. But for Steady As You Go, Mondays at 1:30 at the Senior Citizens Hall, 8 Cole Street. There is a $2 donation. That just helps for hall coverage and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We do have another class, and that's on a Monday morning at 10 o'clock, and it's line dancing.
Uh-oh.
I'm pleased it's line dancing because I think if it was for me anyway, and remember this is about me, is that I might tramp on someone's toes. So being in the line, I don't get to tramp on anyone's toes, which is really good.
You do, though, if you're going the wrong way to everyone else.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. But again, it's about activities. It's about getting out there, socialising. It's about movement. Yeah. And what we've read, the research talks about movement is essential as we get older, because we do slow down. joints can, if we don't use them, become seized up a bit, and we don't really want that because we want to be as mobile as we can right throughout our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other great thing about line dancing is they've got some really upbeat music, and we all know, well, speaking for myself, and a lot of people really enjoy that beat of the music and moving around and movement to music. And yeah, it's a bit like me on a Saturday morning when I turn my my music on above the vacuum cleaner, and it actually gets me going a lot faster than what I would if I had nothing to move to. So yeah, music's a great thing.
Hey, I really enjoyed what you just said there about your music and the vacuum cleaner. Now, the reason why I enjoyed that was because sometimes we forget that our everyday chores, housework, doing the vacuuming, hanging out the clothes, doing the gardening is all exercise. And exercise is one that it accumulates. So if you do, say, 5 minutes here, another 5 minutes somewhere else in the day, actually it's 10 minutes a day. You've done something. And so you don't have to necessarily go out to exercise. Put the music on and just do it around your home.
Absolutely. And your home is your place to show off your dance moves as well. I have been known to do a few. Not twerking, is it tweaking? Twerking? Practicing that in the privacy of my own house while I'm vacuum cleaning. So, yeah, very entertaining for the cat.
And that brings confidence as well. Yeah, because the more you do it, well, actually, I can do this, and so you can tend to go out. The other thing I like about it, you can, when you get tired, you can just plop in a seat and have a coffee if you want. Yeah. And just relax.
Yep. Put your feet up.
Put your feet up.
Mop off. Have a 15-minute break and get back into it.
Yep.
Because I think you might agree with me, Anthony, because obviously you do a little bit of the housework as well. It's good to get all that sort of stuff done over in the morning, because in the afternoon, sometimes they're
socialising.
Yeah, or putting your feet up, or there might be afternoon sport. Hey, that comment about going to sport is something to do, which is a lot of fun, is actually, even if you don't have kids that play sport, there's lots of places in the Wairarapa. I know the netball courts down at Colombo Road. Just pop along and have a look, or ring up your local school and say, hey, I'd be interested in, being a supporter, because the schools love supporters, and just find out when the games are on and something that you might be interested in, and just pop down to the sports field. Parents on the sports on the sports line can be a little bit ho-ha sometimes, and it's nice to have an older person down there that might be able to, just the presence of an older person there might, make people sort of second think about what they're saying on the sideline, which would be good as well.
I'll tell you something that happened to me on last Wednesday. My granddaughter was her second day at gymnastics, and so I thought to myself, actually, I'll go and watch her do her gymnastics. It was at 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm going to go and watch her. And so I rocked on up there, and I walked into the gym, and then I heard this, because the children call me Koko, right? And I heard, Koko's here, and it wasn't my granddaughter that was saying that. It was all these other children.
Oh my goodness! You're like
the Pied Piper. But it was her mates from the kindergarten.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, and they were calling out to me, and I'm going, hey, how are you going? Couldn't remember all their names, but I remember most of them. But why I'm saying that is because even if you pop down to the local kindergarten and do some reading, ask the teachers, or there's volunteer. And then the kids get to know you, and it's, for me anyway, it's really exciting when I hear these children who I don't really know call out to me and come up to me and give me a hug or a high five and tell me about their day. Yeah. And then I can tell them a little bit about my day.
It lifts your aura, or your
ahua, your spirit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really, really nice when you're having a day when you might be a little bit lonely, or I know, kids giggling and laughing and playing, just the sound of that sort of gives me an uplift.
Oh, it does to me too. And get them coming to me and saying, hey, can you read? Can you read us a story? What about another story? Sure.
Yeah.
And you're imparting for me anyway some good habits in terms of reading.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about a dream. I talked to my grandson. I had talked to this morning. He lives in Wales, and he's 10. And I was asking my moko about how his day was going, how his week was going, and I was talking to him also about his schoolwork. And he said, "Yeah, nah, Koko, it's okay. It's going well." And I said, "You know what? I had a dream last night that I was back at school because I actually like learning." Okay.
You did?
I do like learning.
You didn't when he was younger, though,
No, I
did
didn't.
you?
And then I said to him, "Well, I had a dream last night and I was back at school learning." He said, "Koko, that wasn't a dream, Koko, that was a nightmare." And I went, "Oh, yeah, okay. But, being with the children for me, is great. It lifts my spirit and it helps them too. Yep. So, yep.
Good role models. Great.
That's what grandparents are for. And sharing your experience, the stories that you have. Yeah, that's what I like as well, because they'll say, or I might say, back in the old days, or they'll say to my daughter, "Mum, back in the old days, in your old days," and my daughter's only 30 and she's going, "I'm not old."
Is that when you used to walk to school in the snow with your bare feet and, only had one sandwich and all those sorts of things?
Warmed your feet out up in the cow paddies.
Yeah, that's a really good story. And I think probably, that was a great idea back in the day, except for when you wanted to go inside.
Well, yeah, that's true. But our grandchildren, they won't experience the things that we've experienced.
No.
Because it's a different world. Yeah. And that can be quite sad at times. Even like going outside and playing bull rush, or things like that. They don't do now, because one of the things I've noticed is that they're not allowed to play bull rush or climb trees.
Yeah.
And where you get stronger by climbing trees or running around doing those types of things. Physically, you become more stronger.
Certainly a big lesson to be learned, isn't it? If you're climbing a tree and, you fall off, and, as we know, our young bubbies quite often get those green stick fractures and all sorts of funny things, but it also builds up that resilience. And I think our young people these days don't have, that same, they don't learn those lessons and become overprotected, I guess, in a way. And it's a little bit sad, but I think as a grandparent, let your kids climb the trees.
Climb the trees. Yep. But tell them about your stories about when you are younger. Yeah. And they will find a lot of different truths in those stories because they're your truths. Yeah, and they'll find different excitements because it will open up a new world to them. Yeah, a world that might seem funny to them.
Yeah.
But it opens up a new world, and then it helps in their creativity. What did you do when you were younger? Oh, we made collages. You made what? Yeah, we went outside and we did this. We built forts and we dug holes and whatever you did when you were younger. I went and learned how to make scones with my nan. What? You made scones? You don't get them at the cafe? You buy them at the shop? No, you made them.
Or even picking fruit. A lot of our grandparents and even people these days have beautiful fruit trees, and picking fruit and making jams and all those sorts of things that you don't just go to the shop and buy some relish.
Yeah.
People actually used to make it at home, and people used to bake a lot at home.
Yeah.
As well. I know my mum used to bake dozens and dozens of biscuits at Christmas time and wrap them up in Christmas crackers she'd made to give to the local people that may not be able to be baking or whatever. And it's such a nice gift to give something that you've actually made yourself. So encouraging, as an older person, encouraging younger people to to do those sorts of things.
Teaching them how to stew fruit. I think I went to not McDonald's. I went to Pack and Save the other day, and I think it was $1.49 a kilo of apples. So, bought a kilo of apples. Come on, boy, get some rhubarb out of the garden. Let's stew this up. So we peeled the spuds and all that. Oh, peeled the apples, and then cut up the rhubarb, stirred it all up, and then we made a crumble.
Yum.
Yeah, but I cheated in the crumble because I had some Anzac biscuits.
Oh.
So I broke it up.
Homemade Anzac biscuits?
Homemade Anzac biscuits.
Well, then you didn't really cheat, did you?
So I just crushed them up, put them over the stewed fruit.
Yeah. What a great idea.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And then I was going, this is quite nice. How did we make it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, passing on those little skills, eh?
Yeah.
For people.
And I think that's what's needed because if we don't know how to do things, then we don't know how to do things.
No.
We don't know how to cook our own food, we just buy it. That's not helping. That's just giving a fish, not helping them to catch a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's about catching fish.
Good words from you there, Coco.
You are so funny. Anyway, I forgot to tell you also for the Steady As You Go classes, we're getting back to Steady As You Go classes, in Featherston, they have a Steady As You Go class at the Assembly of God Hall on a Monday at 9:30. And in Martinborough, it's starting soon. You call Rachel. So if you're interested in the Steady As You Go class or any of the fitness classes, please give Rachel a call. You can contact her on 06 377 0066. That's 06 377 0066. She'll be delighted to hear from you. She'll be delighted to hear from you. So, that's our fitness classes. There are other classes that we do have also. We have some stay safe classes, car fit classes.
Yep.
Do you know much about those, Susan?
I know that the car staying safe. It's just an introduction or a reminder to those people because the funny thing is, we all drive our cars and there might be changes in different rules and stuff like that, which are normally very well advertised. But if you've got any questions about, driving or what you should be doing at a roundabout and all those sorts of things, they're all covered off at those classes. So it's quite nice just to have a reminder every so often around, what you should be doing on the road. And I've even found that they're great for, just looking around and knowing what's, while you're driving, what are the things you should be looking for. You should be looking for, people on the side of the road walking. There might be some little kids that might rush across the road, and just identifying those dangers when you're driving. And it's just like a refresher course. It's a great course, and we probably should be going to it, as well, I think.
I agree with you because the other day, when I was driving, I normally think that my reactions are pretty quick, okay? But they were when I was younger.
Everything was much faster when we were younger.
Not now, and so I gave myself a fright. And I should scan ahead sooner than what I was doing so I could pick up things, because by the time I got to where the intersection was, I could have had a crash. I could have, because my mind was back when I was 20, easy, blah, blah, blah. No, my eyesight was going away, make sure your glasses are on and all that kind of stuff, clean them. That's part of just being safe.
Yeah, and I must say that I think everyone would agree that our roads in the Wairarapa are so much busier. Trying to get onto the main roads, and people get impatient, and then they start doing things that they probably a little bit risky. They're pushing into traffic, or just even travelling at your speed of 50 k's. If the roads are really busy, you really need to pull back and slow down, because if you're not watching and that person in front puts their brakes on and you're travelling too close, it's not good for the insurance company. Or for your car.
Or my access.
Yeah, exactly. So, staying safe is a great course, and just a reminder about what we should be doing when we're driving.
Yeah, I absolutely agree in terms of traffic on the road, because I used to have a saying to my class over in Wellington when I was teaching in Wellington. Rush hour in Marston is from 5 o'clock to 1 minute past 5. Well, there's times that you're waiting a long time, especially at the Chapel Street roundabout by McDonald's.
Yes.
And at 3 o'clock at the Reynolds Street one when St. Pat's come out. Huge line of cars.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that before.
And good old parents, they like to get there about an hour before, so they can get a nice close park to the school. So I think I would say that the rush hour in Masterton is more like a rush 3 hours, morning and afternoon. And please plan your travel well ahead of time, so that you're not one of those crazy people that take a few risks while they're trying to get to an appointment or something like that. And just remember, if you're going to a health appointment, there's always the health shuttle, and they take all that stress away from you. So that's an 0800 number, I think, which would be. I think we actually have it in our magazine, actually, at Age Concerned as well. So,
or you could ring the hospital. You know the hospital's number?
Yeah, 946 9800.
It's 946 900. You can inquire about that health shuttle. Anyway, I've got this song that I would like to play, and it's one of my, because it's an old school song.
Oh, good.
And I absolutely love it. So let's have a look at this one here.
Ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Da dum, ba dum, ba dum, a day. Oh, life could be a dream. If I could take you up to paradise above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Hello, hello again. Shaboom, I'm hoping we'll meet again. Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above. Let me tell you, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Oh, every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, baby, we'll be so fine. Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom.
So good.
Shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom, shaboom, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shaboom. 2, 3, 4. Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, baby, we'll be so fine. Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, I hope we will meet again.
Oh, na-la-ding dong, a-lang, a-lang, a-lang. Shaboom, da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, a day. Oh, life could be a dream.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Life could be a dream if only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom.
That was Koi Boys and Shaboom Shaboom. I do like that song a lot.
Why is that, Anthony? Sometimes our songs relate to something that we did in the past, and there was a nice romantic song, when you first had your first kiss, or...
No, nothing like that. It's just because of the vibe that I get from it. Life can be a dream. Life can be a dream. So I know he's talking about a relationship, but we make life what we make it. It's our choice. We can be happy if we choose to be happy. It's a state of mind. So life could be a dream. So make it, if it's your dream, there's a song, it's one of Bing Crosby's songs, I think it is. It goes, would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? See, life is a dream, So, we need those dreams. I always say, may all your dreams but one come true.
But one?
But one. Well, because if they all come true, you've got nothing to look forward to. You've got no hope because you're all done.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, may all your dreams but one come true, because you're still seeking to improve yourself, or whatever that dream is. Whatever that dream may be, it's up to you to go and get, because I believe no one gives it to you. It's about hard work. It's about hard work. I used to have people say to me, oh, you're lucky because you go overseas and go this and all that kind of stuff. I'll go, no, it just means I have to sacrifice throughout the year.
That's right, because you actually need money to travel these days, and I mean, now that the borders are they've opened to Australia, and I guess there'll be a lot of us in our generation and older that might want to catch up with their whānau overseas, which a lot of us do have grandkids overseas, as you would know, and travelling is something that is exciting, and so if those borders opening up, it would be a good opportunity to maybe make some of those plans, because I think, when we're working or when you're retired, and doing your everyday stuff, it's great to have something to look forward to. Yeah. I'm a great concert goer, and I like to know, like 12 months in advance, what might be available out there or what's coming up, and we know that those sorts of things have been limited as well. Yep. I see quite often they have. I get emails from Ticketmaster and Ticketek or places like that talking about jazz concerts that are coming up, or in the summertime, and New Zealanders as a whole, I think we like to get out and socialise. There's lots of things coming up that have been sort of put off over the last couple of years, so exciting to have those things on your calendar to look forward to, because we need to look forward to something, otherwise we know it's a bit like Groundhog Day. We don't like Groundhog Day. But you're right, you have to take the action yourself to make sure that you have plans ahead or things that you want to do. Yeah.
And that's what that song says, life can be a dream, but you plan the dream. You reach for it, you pull it into the present so the future can be. Yeah, and so I go to theatre, so I like shows. Yeah, and so, but you plan it. You plan it. Yeah. And so also, when you're going on about different concerts, but there's also those garden shows. They are...
Are you talking about the ones where you walk around flash gardens?
Yeah.
And steal some ideas to take home to yours?
Well, I put it as you use other people's creativity to inspire you to be more creative in your own.
Yeah. I have known the odd person too that sort of knelt down and plucked a bit of a plant, which is probably not the thing that you should be doing at those garden shows.
No, it shouldn't be doing that. You could ask.
Yeah, you could. And they're a great fundraiser, aren't they? Because Pukaha normally do something like that at the end of the year, and I always seem to miss out on that, and you sort of worry about the weather, but it's over a whole weekend, so it's lovely to get out and see what people are doing, and that's another social activity, isn't it? Yeah, catching up with people that you might not have seen for a couple of years or whatever.
Yeah, what I liked about Pukaha though is, and I still think, check it with Pukaha, but if you are a local Wairarapa, then you get into Pukaha for half price.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that true? I thought you had to be like a friend of...
No.
Wow.
I went there, it was a couple of months ago I went there, but I just showed them my my library card.
Your gold card.
My library card. Yeah. She say, well, yeah, I am a resident of the Wairarapa. Wow. And they went, cool, there's half price.
Wow.
I can't remember if it's just a one-off, but if there's anyone out there who who would like to go to Puka, ring them up first and see if that's the case.
And take the grandkids along as well.
Absolutely. I tell you what, you have to watch them though, because there's so many exciting things to do. You know, my grandson, he wanted to climb up into where all the eels were, because they got massive, huge eels.
Wow.
In Puka, and he was just so, because he goes down to Henley Lake.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of eels there. So he goes down there and plays with them, feeds them, and so he wanted to do the same.
Yeah.
Well, you can't go down there.
So is the eel area there behind glass and you see them?
Oh, no, you stand up on the bridge because they do feeding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there are hundreds, and they are so big. It's not funny. The trout in there are so big. It's not funny. They look like a hapuka. They're really big.
Yeah.
And so, getting all excited, run down and, I want to go in there, I want to go. No.
This is a special area.
And they also got, in their nocturnal house, there's a showing room as well.
Wow.
And so you watch videos, about different things that's happening, how Puka came. It's really amazing. There's one place that my grandchildren really love, and it's in the foyer. Oh, it's just off the foyer actually, and it's this tree that's in the inside of the tree. It's hollowed out, and you go in there, and they've got all these creatures, little like wetters. They all
like real wetters.
No, not real ones. and you look for them. And you've got these little torches, and you can see them, and they've got what they are and how they...
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Quite a discovery experience.
For young
and old.
children, and old, yeah.
Because I must say, we don't see those wetters, and we used to get the hoo-hoo bug that flies. I remember at our house out in the country, if you left the outside light on at certain times of the year and you'd go outside, they'd be like smacking you in the head. They were big monsters, but we don't get them anymore. It's I guess a bit worrying, because maybe their environment's sort of changing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's really quite sad, because in New Zealand, I believe, we've got a wonderful place. Yeah, a wonderful place. We need to look after it, because there's not many places like ours in the world.
No.
I went down to the Tasman National Park, and it looked like it was untouched. It was just so beautiful. I'm going, my goodness, I live in this country. Wow, how blessed am I? And in terms of older people, having a day out with your grandchildren, doing things like that. You can do things that don't cost money. There's the Millennium Park Walk.
Yes.
That you can go on.
Yeah, that's just down by me. It's fantastic.
Yeah. As I said, there's Henley Lake. You can walk around. And some people think there's Henley Lake's just one lake. But I think there's three. I know there's two lakes.
Yeah.
And it's a huge place to walk around. Good place to have picnics with the grandchildren, throw frisbees, whatever.
Yes, it's a huge area. I remember going there a wee while ago, years ago, when they first had it all constructed, I guess you call it. We used to actually go down with the schools and help planting, different grasses and natives, which was great. And yeah, that's a fun thing to do. A lot of schools, still do that, and I know that I remember Lakeview used to be quite passionate about supporting, the wildlife and the fauna and flora in the area. So it's very rewarding, I think, if you plant something and you see it a few years later and it's growing, and supporting our birds and our insects and stuff like that as well. So
yeah, giving them a habitat.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving them a habitat. The great thing I like about that, there's a swamp area near the Te Uriuri Bridge. Yeah, and people say it's a swamp, but you go down there and you have a look at the life of that swamp, the ecology of that swamp. It's amazing what you see. And again, going down there with my grandchildren and exploring.
Yeah, it's free. And it's exciting.
And it's exciting. And you can do so much afterwards. You know, what did you learn from this? It's a learning experience. Again, I encourage all us older people, because I'm old too. Don't like to admit it sometimes, some of the time, but yeah, to share those experiences again with my grandchildren, because it's something that they can take into the future.
Yeah.
They say, I remember when my grandmother was, or my grandfather, or my koko was, what we did, you know, and they can share that.
And teachers at school will love you too, because when they have their, write a story about what you did in the weekend, maybe they still do that. The kids have got so much to write about, and then sharing that with other kids in the class is great too. So
I think one of the greatest gifts that we can give our grandchildren is the ability to imagine. Yeah, and the only way that I believe that we do that is by giving them an opportunity to create and show them how to create. What did you think about it? Asking those exploring questions. What might you do differently? If you were there, what could you do? Would you see?
Yeah, I seem to remember my kids were always asking, if you went somewhere, why is this happening and how? And they are always asking questions, which is great, because makes your mind think and try and give the right answer, or refer to Mr. Google if you're a bit stuck and you happen to have your cell phone with you. Yeah. Which is pretty cool too.
The other thing that I enjoy doing, and it's a bit silly for some, but it's maths. To teach my grandchildren how to do maths. I know they learn it at school, but, doing a recipe, how many cups will I need in this recipe? Read it, then they start learning how to do things and counting. And like my granddaughter, she's 3. So she's sitting there going, 1, 2, yep, that's great. And if we make a mistake, I let her make the mistake, because then when we eat it, don't taste nice.
Like putting cream of tartar in instead of baking powder or something like that. I know I've done that in the past.
Or salt instead of sugar. But it's learning.
Yeah.
It's learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah. There is another notice that I'd like to bring to the attention of our listeners, and that's we're farewelling one of our team members this week, Kathy Cameron. Would you like to speak more about that?
Yeah, so we've, as you probably don't know, but Anthony and I have only been in our roles for just over a year, maybe about 15 months. And Kathy also started around about that time too. And a lot of our listeners that maybe go to the coffee mornings, I know there's been a bit of a drop in those over the last couple of years, but of attendance, and at some stages we haven't been able to have them. But Kathy works like a Trojan, getting speakers coming to our coffee mornings, and we have them in Masterton, Carterton, Featherston, and Martinborough. So she's very busy organising interesting times, so that you can learn a little bit about what's going on in our community. I know she's had people like Mark Pacey talking about our amazing history in the Wairarapa, and yeah, so she is going to be leaving us. Some of you may also know Kathy does a bit of work through neighbourhood support as well, so you might know her through that. So she's going to continue on with that work, but she's leaving us at age concern. So that's going to be, a little bit sad. It's always sad when things change at work, but that opens the opportunity for someone else to come in and put their spin on coffee mornings and supports, through the year.
Yeah, and we wish you well, Kathy, on whatever you're doing next. Yeah. We will miss you. As Susan said, we started around about the same time. Might have been a month apart, 2 months apart.
Yeah.
But and it's been a wonderful year working with you, Kathy. So
yeah, you're amazing. But we know that you're going on to be amazing somewhere else.
Yeah. I think it's about time that I play another song.
Ooh.
And so
Another favourite, is it?
Well, yes, it is. It is one of my favourites. I used to wonder, what are they singing? What is it about? So the song is Quando. Michael Bublé and Nelly Furtado's version of this.
Oh, lovely.
And so I looked up Quando.
Means for?
When?
Oh, when?
Yeah, when. And so this is Michael Bublé and Quando. Oh, I should. Here we go. Wait a minute.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando, quando, quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me?
When will you say yes to me?
Tell me quando, quando, quando
Tell me quando, quando, quando
you mean happiness to me.
you mean happiness to me.
Oh my love, please tell me when. Every moment's a day.
Every moment's a day.
Every day seems a lifetime.
Every day seems like a lifetime.
Let me show you the way.
Let me show you the way
To a joy beyond compare.
I can't wait a moment more. Tell me quando, quando, quando.
Tell me quando, quando, quando
Just say it's me that you adore.
And then darling, tell me when. Every moment's a day.
Every moment's a day.
Every day seems a lifetime. Let me show you the way.
Let me show you the way
To a joy beyond compare. Ooh, yeah. I can't wait a moment more.
I can't wait a moment more.
Tell me quando, quando, quando say it's me that you adore. And then darling, tell me when. Oh my darling, tell me when. And then darling, tell me when.
Yeah, that was Michael Bublé and Nelly Furtado and Quando, 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 When. I do love that song. Coming up on June the 24th, it is our first Matariki public holiday.
Woo.
I know, it's been a while coming, but yeah, it's our own holiday. Our own holiday. I think that's great. We don't have to follow anyone else's, like Guy Fawkes or Hello, or, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those celebrations that are not
Imported ones.
But we have Matariki coming up. So I know that the Marsden District Council has got a plan. They're not doing a really big activity, but a lot of little activities. And so Age Concern, we're going to be part of those activities. And I just want to advertise that activity while I can, I suppose. So Matariki this year is going to be celebrated from the 20th to the 26th. It's the Master District Council one. So it's going to be run over the whole week from, as I said, the 20th to the 26th. And for us at Age Concern, what we're doing is we're going to have on the Wednesday, the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, the Wednesday, because you're away on the Thursday.
Because I'm away on the Thursday, yeah. I'm away on the Thursday. But on the Wednesday, the 22nd, what we plan to do is we plan to have an activity from 10 o'clock. The time is from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So we're going to have, our one is Hiwa Iterangi. That's the star that we've decided to be inspired by. So Hiwa Iterangi, she's the baby of the stars, and so hers is about dreams and desires and inspiration. And so it's quite funny because,
we've been talking about that today.
Funny that, eh? But we're going to be doing having a star and making stars and putting our dreams on the star, and then having another card and saying how we're going to achieve those dreams. And then we're going to put them all together so you can hang them up in your home. But then, and this is the exciting part for me, is that then from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, we're going to have the privilege of listening and being entertained by Master Intermediate. Kapahaka.
Ooh,
I know.
I love kapahaka.
I do too.
Brings tears to my eyes.
And they're also going to do some Polynesian dances. I suppose the salsa.
Ooh, the drums going.
Yep, the drums going. Because they went to Rarotonga. I think it was... I know they went to Rarotonga to perform over there and cultural skills over there.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. And I think that their choir is going to be involved as well. And as well as the principal, Mr. Russell Thompson.
Wow, is he still there?
He's still there. He's the principal.
Go, Russell.
He said he might see if there's going to be a few that can do some instrumentals.
Oh, fantastic.
So if you've, from 10 to 1 o'clock, if you've got nothing on at that time, please come and join us for our Matariki celebration.
And where's it been held at?
It's going to be held at the Red Star in Herbert Street. Yeah. It doesn't cost anything.
No.
We're going to have a cup of tea and
some kai.
Some soup as well.
Ooh, some famous soup, I hear.
Well, yeah, famous in my home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just a plug for Matariki. If you want to come, please do come. The more people that we can have there, the better, because we just want to share, and especially the older people to come and share their experience and have a time for you to come and be a part of that. So I know the entertainment will be out there.
Superb.
I know it's going to be out there. And so, yeah, looking forward and excited to that, Susie.
Yeah, so those little stars you can take home once you've made them, and it'll be, doing things with other people too. So please don't be shy. And if you forget what the times are or anything like that, just make sure you give us a call at Age Concern on 377 0066 and we can give you some reminders of what's happening on that special day.
Well, Susie, the time's coming up that it's the end of our session today, so that was pretty fun. I know.
It did go fast.
It did go fast. But to our listeners, thank you very, very much for your time, for your ears, and until next time we meet, maruto, keep safe. Mā te wā.
Mā te wā.